The next investor, actually, that we have, this is an investor spotlight, is Craig Lawrence. He is a partner at Energy Transition Ventures. Thank you.
Thank you guys very much. I was kind of introduced as a founder. I guess I am, but I'm actually an investor, but I was a founder of my own investment firm. And I always hate following the incredible founders that I see every day in my job on a talk, because they are actually doing things and building things, and I'm moving money from one place to another. So, but appreciate it. I don't know if we're going to get my screen up. But, oh, there we go. Awesome. Great. I can hit the keyboard. It's good. Well, cool. Thank you. So, Craig Lawrence, I'm a Bachelor of Mechanical Engineering from University of Texas in 1990. Hook 'em horns. I am here in Austin investing. I've got a venture capital firm called Energy Transition Ventures. Founded it with a partner in 2021. He's in Houston. He's an Aggie, so we won't bring him up. But we invest in the energy transition, and if there's one thing I would like you guys to leave from my talk is, as I know there's a lot of entrepreneurs in the room, there's students potentially considering being entrepreneurs, professors considering being entrepreneurs. We are actively investing right now. We have capital. We invest in the energy transition. Some of the themes, basically the last two talks are just sort of right on topics: renewables, energy storage. Those are some great talks. We invest across those areas and more. We will go as early as a pre-seed. We've taken technology right out of the university and been the first check, help them negotiate their license. And we do later stage investments up to, say, Series B, with a check size anywhere from 100,000 up to 5 million. We do hardware, we do software, we do services. We love deep tech. We don't have to do deep tech. We have been, my partner and I have been doing this for 20 years in one form or another, either as an investor, entrepreneur, or just operating within companies, all in energy, again, for the last 20 years. So that's really the most important thing I want you to get away and get out of this. And again, I'm always happy. We have 3 portfolio companies here in Austin. We're not a Texas-focused fund. We look across the United States, and we will occasionally go global as well. We have an Australian company in the portfolio. But I'm always happy to talk to entrepreneurs or people interested in the topic that are here in Austin. I've never been more excited. Been working on this stuff for 20 years, and I have never been more excited. It's a little scary time in this world of energy transition, climate, clean tech, new administration, scary talk about changes in policy. I don't care about any of that. I'm super, super excited, and I'm going to give you a couple reasons why. This set of charts is our thesis in a nutshell, our investment thesis, which is the world has been doubling and tripling down on their investments in what we call energy transition, but really consists of a lot of different industries listed here, from renewable energy to the grid to transportation to heat. And 2023, $1.8 trillion global investment, which exceeds the global investment in traditional energy sources. So the world is putting more money into the things that I am interested in and that I think many of the people here are interested in. The graph on the right is like, okay, well, is all this money doing anything? And yes, it is having an impact. This is kind of like the poster child impact. This is the California grid on a specific day in the spring, which is a very favorable time to renewables. But what you see is the big yellow chunk in there is solar being produced during the day in California. And what I get really excited about is those little those little purple shoulders where that pointer is. That's energy storage. That's grid-scale battery storage, same technology that Zach was talking about that he's deploying in people's homes. This is also being deployed on the grid, not as fast as Zach can do it, but it is having an impact in places like California and Texas and Australia and other places that have taken the lead in this. So we're super excited. So the U.S. may take a step back in this area, and I think it's very possible. And even without policy changes, what we've been seeing in the U.S. is even as the underlying costs of these technologies, solar, storage, 5 minutes, thank you, are going down, our prices of electricity are going up, and there's a whole host of reasons for that, but it's really disturbing. But the rest of the world, that's not necessarily true, and here's just a couple very recent articles that I just clipped to say, oh my God, like the world is insane. Saudi Arabia had a tender, a bid, an RFP for solar, gigawatts, 4 gigawatts of solar, a tremendous amount. Those bids came in at 1.3 cents a kilowatt hour. That is unbelievably cheap. That wipes the floor of any other energy technology. And then just, not far away, the UAE did something that I projected would happen in maybe 10 years, and they're already doing it now, which is they're building a 24/7 solar and storage plant. So they're overbuilding the solar, overbuilding the storage to deliver 1 gigawatt of 24/7 firm power. And they built they haven't built it yet, but the bid came in at $6 a watt installed. Again, I'm throwing units and numbers around. That's about the price of what a nuclear reactor, gigawatt scale nuclear reactor should cost. It costs more today in the US because of various reasons. China just announced a giant battery storage project, 6 gigawatt hours at $65 a kilowatt hour. This is an order of magnitude less than than just a few years ago. I mean, it's unbelievable. And then the world, of all the new power generation capacity added in the world, 92.5% in 2024 was all this renewable stuff. So some people may be discouraged. I am absolutely not. We're telling our portfolio companies, this is a global market. Go out and win in the world. I will talk a little bit about some of our portfolio companies that we're really excited about. I mentioned we have 3 here in Austin. Resilient Power, there on the left, is a power electronics company doing solid state transformers. So they're addressing huge problem on the grid, which is the availability of transformers. Anytime we add load, anytime we add generation, we need transformers. The supply chain in the US was sort of, over the last 20 years, we've had no load growth in the country, and so our supply chain was sort of built for no load growth, just replacing stuff. And now we have load growth, and we have 2 to 5 year lead times for transformers. They're addressing that with a totally new architecture for transformers. GridSight is this Australian company. They've moved a team here to Austin. They have an AI model of the distribution grid. They're able to do real-time power flow models of the grid. They sell that to utilities. It's really exciting. It enables a lot of the stuff that we want to do on the grid edge because they don't have a lot of visibility in what's happening on the grid edge. GridSight gives it to them. And then Stormentum is one of these very early companies where we just two founders, technical and a commercial founder, have an idea for a new inverter for batteries and storage. They've been very successful doing this stuff in the past, so we back them to go build that. So I think I'm out of time, and I'll just stop there and open it up for questions.
Hi, thanks for being here. My question was, what kind of metrics so you chose to focus on technology and services in the energy transition, and I'm curious, maybe in addition to financial metrics, what do you look for other metrics in your portfolio or like the businesses that you're considering, like CO2 removal metrics or like things like that? Yeah. I'm curious.
Yeah, so we've never really called ourselves a climate fund, and we don't have, I know a lot of funds that invest in many of the same things we do have sort of CO2 mandates. We don't. It's very difficult to estimate or project the CO2 impact of a startup. Just an example, one of the resilient power is that transformer, one of the really interesting applications, because it can go direct from medium voltage AC on the grid to DC right into a car. So they're being spec'd into EV charging stations. Do they get credit for the CO2 abated from or prevented from an EV? The car company's taking credit for it. The battery company's taking credit for it. The renewable energy company that produced the electricity is taking credit. So it's like, it's kind of funny. So no, we don't. You know, we're looking at traditional venture metrics, market size, team, traction, technology, and we really try not to layer on any additional criteria that aren't really about making money, because if ultimately if we're not financially successful, we'll have no impact whatsoever.
Any other questions? Anyone? Okay, well, thank you all. Thank you so much.